Computer. All right, so we're gonna do drawing one, the rack first. There is a video on YouTube you can watch and follow along. There's a PDF for the measurements, but you can just watch my screen as we do this. Hopefully, if you started SOLIDWORKS, you should have SOLIDWORKS started, booted up, and a new part file. Does anyone need me? Now, if you want to send me just a chat, down where it says everyone, you can choose individual people in the classroom or just me. If you want to chat me privately, or you can unmute. Are you able to unmute your own mics, or do I have to give you permission?
No, we can unmute ourselves.
Okay, good. Does anybody need me to wait that doesn't have SOLIDWORKS open yet, or it's still loading? All right, so the first thing we notice on this is it says dimensions are in millimeters. And one way you can tell dimensions are in millimeters is that they're very large numbers. If you see something 135, chances are it's in millimeters. There's also usually not decimals in millimeters. You can see there's no decimal points, very large numbers, and it does say right here, dimensions are in millimeters. So in SOLIDWORKS, you need to change the bottom right corner to MMGS if you haven't done so already. MMGS. Now, we're going to do something different this week where we're going to do a 3D sketch. So we're going to draw this in a 3D sketch. So on SOLIDWORKS, go to your Sketch tab. Hit the drop-down arrow underneath the sketch icon. And you want to go to 3D sketch. Now, one thing you might want to do on your screen is make zoom half, like over here on the right and SOLIDWORKS on the left, do like a split screen. Or whatever works for you. But I think that would probably be pretty good. All right, click on the line tool. Click on the origin, which is the red arrows to start. And when you move your mouse, notice that we're in a 3D sketch, so we can actually go at a slant, and we actually want that. That's good. Notice that I can go towards the right on the X axis. I can go straight up and down. That would be on the Y axis. Notice that next to my mouse, my cursor, it says X and Y. Those are the two directions I can go. So I'm going to come down here and I need to go 135. So I'm going to come down here. What the heck's going on here? Go down to the right, about 135. All right, so I'm at 135.31, close enough. Make sure you're on this dashed line. The dashed line makes it straight on the X axis, and that's important. All right, so I'm going to click. And we're going to come straight down 15. So go down about 15, 16 is close enough. And I'm coming down. Notice I'm on that blue dotted line to make it straight up and down. That's important. If you get rotated and you're all wonky, just go back to the isometric view. And you remember the isometric view is under this view orientation and isometric. The keyboard shortcut is Control-7. So if you accidentally get this all spun around, Control-7, or just go back to that isometric view. All right, and at any time you have a question, just interrupt me because I can't see your hand up, obviously. All right, we're gonna come down here on the blue dotted line, the axis, about 15. So I'm coming out 15 again on that blue line and click. Now, let's say I want to go back towards the back of my screen. Right now I can't, I'm only in the X and Y position, but on your keyboard, hit the tab key. When you hit the tab key once, notice that my cursor changes to YZ. Okay, and the tab key, of course, is in the top left of your keyboard. TAB, tab. So when you do that, now hit tab again. And now I notice it says ZX. And then hit tab again. And it takes us back to YZ, XY. Okay. So hitting the tab key toggles between the 3 different directions you can go. XY, hit the tab key, YZ. So make sure it says YZ next to your mouse. Notice I have a red arrow pointing kind of in this direction. Okay, so make sure it says YZ. Now zoom out with your wheel. And we're going to go on that blue dotted line. Make sure you're on that blue dotted line. And we're going to go 240 millimeters. So go about 240. Zoom out so you can get to there, and then click. Okay, now to go back, we need to change our directions of our red arrows. Okay, so I need to hit the tab key on my keyboard. And I'm going to hit it a second time. So I hit it twice. Takes me back to the XY. So make sure it says XY next to your mouse. We want to go kind of left and right here. And we're going to go to like the left, back 15 again. You can zoom in if you want. 18 is close enough. 17 is even better. Go back 15. Go straight up. Make sure you're on that dashed line 15. And then we're going to go back on that dashed line again. I'm going to zoom out and go about 130. 135, about 135. And click and hit escape. Now the next thing we want to do is Smart Dimension. So up top, click on Smart Dimensions. Click on that first line we made. Actually, before we do that, let's hit escape twice. Here's how you check to see if you did this right. Go up top to your view orientation icon and go to the right view, Control 4. When you do that, it should look like this, kind of like a square looking U, down, over, and up. If it's slanted, you didn't draw this line on the right part. Now, this is when I would come around and look at everyone's screen to see if everyone had this. Does anyone need time to fix this sketch so it looks like this? You can either chat me or unmute your mic. Let me know if you need more time. All right, let's go back to our isometric view, Control 7, or go back up to this, and go to the isometric cube, Control 7. And let's turn on Smart Dimensions again. So on the top sketch tab, Smart Dimensions, push it to turn it on. Click on the first line we made. Click on the screen to place down the dimensions, and that should be 135. Enter. Okay, the next one is this line right here, the vertical line. We're going to click on that and make that 15. Click on the next little line here, 15 again.
Professor,
Yes.
on the first line, the 135, it's grayed out, and I'm not able to put the smart dimension. If I click on it, nothing happens.
So you probably exited your sketch mode by accident. So over here on the left, where it says 3D sketch, you want to double click on that or click on it and edit sketch mode. And then if that happens to any of you, like if it gets if I accidentally exit out my sketch mode, it will get grayed out. To get back into it, over here on the left where it says 3D sketch, you can either double click on it sometimes, or click on the icon and go onto the first icon that says edit sketch. And it takes you back into the edit sketch mode. Okay. So to get back in, click on the 3D icon and edit the sketch to go back into the edit sketch mode. All right, good question. All right, click on Smart Dimensions, or you should already have it. Make this line 15 if you haven't yet. This big line here, that was let me double check. Yeah, 240. Okay, then these other two lines are going to be 15 again. Ah, those stupid midpoints. I don't know if there's a way to make it not, so you click on those midpoints. They're quite annoying. 15 and enter. Vertical line here, 15 and enter. And since I am recording this video to my computer, it causes the computer to lag. And this top line here was 135 again. Take a second to make sure you have those same dimensions in the same, well, it doesn't matter if they're in the same location. You just need all those dimensions. All right, does anyone need more time? All right, next you notice we have a little R for radius 5. So there's a radius of 5 in these corners. We actually have to fill it and round off these corners on each end. So do that on the sketch tab. Let's hit escape to get out of our smart dimensions twice. So start smart dimensions is turned off. And then right here, this little curve, that is the sketch fillet command. Click on sketch fillet. The radius we set is 5 and enter. And we want to click on this corner here. I'll zoom in so you can see. You click right on the corner. Click on this corner, click on this corner, click. 1, 2, 3. Then what I usually do is zoom out, put your mouse where you want to zoom in, and click on the other 3 corners. 1, 2, 3. Okay, so you should have all 6. 3 on this side, 3 on this side. Make sure it's a radius of 5, or else it's not going to work. You can see in here entities to fillet. I got fillet 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, all 6 of them. When you got that, hit the OK check mark, and it will round those all off. Now it actually allows us to do more fillets. We don't need to, so we're going to hit the OK check mark again a second time to finish the command. All right, and that is it for this sketch. Up top, click on the sketch drop down and click on 3D sketch to exit it, or what you could just do is click on this. Do not click on the red X. The red X will delete and discard your sketch. That's not what you want. Click on the exit sketch icon right here, the little line with the arrow. Everything should go gray. That means we're out of our sketch mode, which is what we want. So that was, if you remember when we did the candlestick, this is going to be the path, or the spring. This is going to be the path that our circle is going to follow. So next we want to do a new sketch on a new plane. All right, so let's click over here on the left, find your right plane. Mine's lagging here. All right, so click on your right plane and click on the little sketch icon that pops up. Now, if that goes away, you can just get it back by clicking on the right plane again. If you click on the text, it lets you edit the text, which is not what you want. You have to click on the little icon here, and then you can add a sketch icon. Okay, so now look at your tree. We have the 3D sketch that we exited, and we have a regular sketch 1. Make sure yours looks like mine. Now, if it says sketch 2, sketch 3, that doesn't matter, the number. Make sure you have a 3D sketch and then a new regular sketch. Okay, zoom in on the arrow, the orientation arrow. Click on the circle tool. Click on the origin. Drag out a circle. Turn on Smart Dimensions. Click on the circle. Place it down. And this is going to be a got like so many things up here. So we have 2 diameters. We have a diameter 5 and a diameter 4. So we have to think about this. The outside rail is bigger than the inside grill. So obviously the bigger number, the diameter 5, is going to be this outside. So we want to make this 5 millimeters, 5 and enter. So I have a circle on my origin, diameter 5. That's it for that sketch. That's the only thing that's going to go on this sketch 1. Click on the exit sketch icon, either up in the top left or in the top right, to go through the same thing. Click on your screen so nothing's selected. So I got my path, and I got what's going to be called my profile. Up top, go to the features toolbar, and we're going to do the sweep boss base command right here, in the top left. Sweep boss base, click on that. So the first thing you can even see here, the circle is, see how it's highlighted and the path is grayed out? It's called the profile. Click on the circle. So the circle, sketch 1 went into the blue. On the pink, that's the path. You can see the path is highlighted and it says path. So click on the line that makes up the path. If you did it right, your circle should follow the path the whole way around. Okay, if that looks good, hit the OK check mark. And then let me know if it's not working or if you need help.
I have a question.
Yeah.
I'm having trouble getting like the original circle to like boss it or whatever. Like on the actual line. Like the original 5 mil, yeah, the original like circle.
The fillets?
No, like before you even filled it or whatever, just like the circle to put on the line to then like put around the whole thing. You know what I mean?
Yeah, the circle here.
Yeah. I'm having trouble getting it to face that way. Like it's like flipped.
You put the sketch on the wrong plane. So hit the red X and discard the sketch.
Okay.
Okay, so you have to like delete that sketch. And then you want to make sure you click on the right plane and put a new sketch on the right plane. You had it on the wrong plane. All right, so the next thing we want to do is the bars that go across from side to side. So we're going to draw a circle on the side and extrude it across to the other side. And you can see here that the little circles are a diameter of 4. And from the center of our rack to the center of our first bar, you can see right here is 11 millimeters from the center to the center of the circle. So what we want to do is highlight over here on the left, go to your front plane this time. Okay, then click on the sketch icon. So we're putting a sketch on the front plane. Then go to your front view, it's Control-1, or go to the view orientation and go to your front view. Control-1. Then zoom over here on the left side where the origin is. Click on the circle tool. Line it up with the origin. You should get a dashed line. And just come out a little bit. Click and drag out a circle. We don't care what size yet. Turn on Smart Dimensions. Click on the circle. Place down a diameter of 4. And enter. And then click on the origin in the center of the circle. Drop that down and click on the screen to place it down. We're going to make that 11 and enter. Now hit escape to get out of your Smart Dimensions. Now hold down the control key on your keyboard. So hold down the control key, click on the origin while holding down control. Click on the center of the circle, still holding control down. We want to add a relationship between these 2 points to make them horizontal. Okay, horizontal, make sure that the circle lines up perfectly with the origin on the horizontal plane. Notice my circle goes black because now it is fully defined. Okay, so again, that was holding down the control key, clicking on the origin, click on the center of the circle, add a horizontal relationship. To get done, you can either hit OK, or you can just click on the screen and it goes away automatically. Does anybody need more time? All right, go back to your isometric view, Control 7 or isometric cube. Go to the features toolbar. Click on extruded boss base, the first icon. And where it says blind, click on the little drop down where it says blind and click up to surface. And then what you're going to do is on the other side, you're going to click on the bar on the other side. That's pretty cool. It actually goes automatically up to that surface. And if you notice, if you zoom in, it actually will concave around the pipe. So that's pretty cool. All right, hit the OK check mark. So again, that was up to surface. Click on the surface, hit OK. Now I want to make duplicates of those. We go to our PDF, including the original one that we just made. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 more, or 6 total. And this is the outside one. To do that, we're going to use the linear pattern icon. So I'm on my features panel, about halfway over, linear pattern, click on that. Actually, before we do that, hit the X to cancel if you clicked on it. We need to turn on our temporary axes. Okay, so click on the little eyeball drop down. Little drop down arrow next to the eyeball. And this fourth icon here, looks like a little dashed line. We want to turn that on so it's gray. And it says view temporary axes. Okay, so that was underneath the little eyeball drop down. And right there, 1, 2, 3, 4. Temporary axes, push it in so it's gray. And that gives us our center lines on the pipes. All right, click on linear pattern. So direction 1 is highlighted blue. That's the first thing we're gonna tell it. And what you wanna do is zoom in a little bit and you wanna click on this center line, the temporary axis, that right there, that's orange. Not the pipe, center line. Okay, so you can see I have a little arrow on the center line. And then it jumped down D1. So we need to figure out the distance. Well, from the center of one pipe to the center of the next pipe, it's 22 millimeters. So where it says D1, I'm going to type in 22 and enter. How many of them do we want? We said 6 earlier, so 6 and enter. Now what you got to do is click in this first box here where it says features and faces. Click down and make it active so it's blue. And it should be the first one that says features the pattern. And you want to be careful. You're going to click on this pipe, not the center line, but the actual pipe. Now, if you did all that right, you should have a little preview here. I don't think you might have to do like a full preview, partial preview on the bottom. I don't think that matters. You see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Then hit the OK check mark. Okay, now that's usually pretty tricky. Would anybody like me to show that again? Really, everybody got that the first try? That's pretty tricky sometimes. Oh, interesting. If you click on your participants, maybe you guys already know this, but I didn't. There's like a yes, no, go slower, faster, and more. You can do like a little thumbs down, thumbs up. I guess it's a clap, but it could be kind of like a I think of it as like raising your hand. You need a break in a way. So I guess if I have a question, you can hit the check mark for, you hit it again to turn it off. Yeah, go down where it says participants and hit the green yes if you're good to go. That way. So down where it says participants and then hit the green yes. Man, look at you guys. We're learning together here. All right, everyone's good. Man, that's impressive. People have trouble with this even in the classroom. All right, so that's half of it. We're going to mirror it now. So to mirror it, I like to turn on the right plane. So over on the left, click on the right plane. Click on the little eyeball that says show. Okay, and that turns it on. So I was on the right plane. I hit the eyeball that says show. And now I can see it. Click on your screen so nothing's selected. Go up top. I'm still on the features toolbar. And click on mirror. All right, so I got mirror activated. It says the first blue box, it says mirror face / plane. Where do you want it to mirror on? I'm going to click on the right plane. I want to mirror on the right plane. My computer's lagging, so give it a second. All right, so it should highlight orange, click on it. Now we have three options here: features to mirror, faces to mirror, click on and expand bodies to mirror. The third one, bodies to mirror, click on there, and click on the rack you made. It shows you kind of like a weird preview. And then hit the green check mark for OK. There we go. Then we need to turn off these temporary axes. So go back up to that eyeball drop down. And turn off that fourth one, the temporary axes, check it to turn it off. And then for some reason, like half of it updates and the other half doesn't. I wonder if I hit rebuild. Oh, look at that. There's a little stoplight at the very top of your SolidWorks. If you click on that, it like refreshes, like it says rebuild. And it will refresh rebuild. I never really use that. That was pretty handy. Good job. That's a 1 out of 3. It's not bad. Let's save it. File, save as. And I'm going to say lab 9 rack. I guess if you wanted to, you could do a new folder and call it like lab 9 and save your lab 9 stuff in a lab 9 folder. I just kind of save mine all in the same spot. That might actually get confusing.
Could you go over when we turn this in? I know I sent you like probably 12 things or something last week.
Yeah.
What exactly do we need to send to you each time?
Well, it says on Brightspace,
Okay.
so it's different. So for Lab 9 here, you can see there's like a Lab 9 master example PDF. That's what you're going to turn in. And I think I have it both at the bottom and top of the page. So for this one, you're
Okay.
going to turn in, and this is for everyone, you're going to turn in one title block. It doesn't have to be a HACC one. Don't worry about the HACC title block. You can use the default with the 3 things that we're doing in an isometric view. And this is the same one, but with the back view, so I can see these holes in the back. Okay, we'll do this together, but for this Lab 9, we're doing one PDF with all 3 drawings in it. All right, let's start the second one here. So we're going to do this Lab 9-2 lofted hammer. And this is actually a SolidWorks tutorial. Okay, so we don't actually need this PDF. We can use the SolidWorks tutorial. So if you haven't yet, and again, you don't need to do this because you can just follow mine, but to get the tutorials, you want to click on the house icon. And you probably don't want to do this because it's going to take up a lot of screen space. By the way, did you guys realize that like if you have like an iPad or any kind of tablet, you could maybe do like the zoom on the tablet and SolidWorks on your computer and do like a 2-screen thing. So that way you could see like what I'm doing on one, or like if you're lucky enough to have like a second laptop or computer or an older computer, you could do like zoom on a second screen and SolidWorks on the other screen. Food for thought. All right, so you click on this house icon, you click on welcome to Zoom. Let me just make sure still recording, good. And up top, you click on the learn button. And that's how you get to their tutorials. You can see that when you do that, it does eat up a lot of screen space with this tutorial. We're going to go on to basic techniques. Remember, here's the candlestick we did the other week. We're going to do now lofts, this hammerhead. Okay, so this is what we're going to make. Next topic. We're going to do a new file, so go up to File, New part. And this is another metric one, so make sure, again, we're still in MMGS. So down the bottom right, MMGS. And what we want to do here is click on your front plane over here on the left side, highlight front plane and make it visible. Click on Show with the eyeball. Okay, so make sure that that's visible. Click on the front plane so you get these little circles on the corners. Okay, with those circles, hold down the Control key on your keyboard. So hold down Control, hover your mouse over one of the corners where you get these little dots. While holding down the Control key, click and drag your mouse, and it will tear off a second copy. Okay, the key is you gotta make sure you're holding down the Control key, and you gotta be over the corner, then click and drag. Okay, when it's making a second copy, we can type in a distance, and it says step 5, set the offset distance D1 to 25 and click OK. So over here on the side, get your D1 and make it 25 and enter. And hit the OK check mark. Okay, so we have a copy that's 25 millimeters away. Hit next topic. We're going to do that again, 25 millimeters again. So now with plane 1 this time selected, hold down the control key on your keyboard. Click your mouse and drag it out. Let go of your mouse, let go of control, type in 25 and enter. Hit the OK check mark. Okay, so we got 25, and then we got 25 again. And we're going to do another one. This time it's going to be 40 millimeters. Okay, so hold down the control key, hover over the corner so you get that little arrow and drag it out. You see I'm having some issues here. $40 and enter. Hit the OK check mark. All right, so we got 25, 25, and the last one's 40. If your planes are named different, it kind of doesn't matter. You can technically rename them. Maybe you should. So we got origin. We got plane 1, plane 2, plane 3. I would rename them. Just click on the text and you can rename them if you need to. That way you don't get confused. And we have the front plane, the original one. Front plane's the original, plane 1, plane 2, plane 3. All right, next topic. All right, so over here on the left, click on the front plane and put a sketch on it. So we're going to put a sketch on the front plane. Okay. Up top, we're on the sketch tab. Hit the drop down next to the rectangle tool. You want to choose center rectangle. So click on center rectangle. Click on the origin to start. Click, drag it out, make a square, and click again to place it down. Click on Smart Dimensions. And click on the top line. Place it down and make it 60. And click on the right line, the vertical one, place it down and make that 60. So we got a box, 60 by 60. We don't have to do the 30 and 30 because we use the center square or the center rectangle. You don't have to do that. All right, then exit the sketch. Go to your isometric view, Control 7, or just actually you can just rotate it around with your middle mouse button. Next topic. All right, now we're going to click on plane 1. So make sure you have plane 1 selected and put a sketch on it. Okay, now I like to draw these looking at them straight, so I'm going to hit Control 1. So I'm looking at it straight, or go up to your view orientation and go to your front view. And we're going to draw a circle with a diameter of 50. So circle icon. Click on the origin. Drag it out and place it down, click. Smart dimensions on. Click on the circle, make it 50. Now go to your isometric view, Control 7. Make sure the circle is on plane 1, not the front plane. Okay, common mistake I see is people get this circle on the wrong plane. Okay, the square should be on the front plane. The circle should be on plane 1. That's important. Okay, exit the sketch. And by the way, if you do need me to go slower, there is that go slower icon in the participants window. Yes, no, go slower, go faster. And I guess there's more: thumbs up, thumbs down, clapping, break, and away. All right, on the left side, click on plane 2, the next one, put a sketch on it. Go to your front view, Control 1. Click on the circle tool. Now this is different, watch. You're gonna click on the origin, and we're gonna snap it to the corner of the square. So just snap it right to the corner there, click. That's it for that one. Exit the sketch. Next topic. Get your isometric view, Control 7. Okay, so now look at what you have. You should have a square, then a little circle on plane 1, big circle on plane 2. Okay, if you don't have that, fix it. So one thing they're going to show you here is you can actually copy something from one sketch and paste it on another sketch or another plane. This is kind of cool. Click on the big circle so it turns light blue. So it's selected here. You can see it's selected because it's light blue. And we're going to hit copy. So on your keyboard, hit Control C, that's in Control Copy. Then click on plane 3 to make plane 3 active. So click on plane 3 and now paste it. Control V as in Victor. Control V as in Victor. Okay, does anybody need time to what should I say? Is everyone good? Hit yes on your participants thing. So go down to the participants and hit the green yes once you're good to go. Does anyone need any help? Cameron, Derek, are you guys good?
The circle is supposed to be marked to the smaller square, not the big blue square. That makes sense.
Yes. Yeah, the actual, so the big blue square is just your like plane. It should be to the smaller one, but really should just be to like the black one. So the big circle should go to like the grayish black square.
Okay, now I see it.
Okay, and then once you're ready, hit the yes check mark. Derek, how are you doing? Derek, is there anything I can help you with? All right, next topic. All right, new command. Go to the features panel. Click on your screen and make sure you don't have something selected by mistake. It's always a good idea to kind of hit escape or click on an empty area of your screen so there's nothing highlighted somewhere that you don't even know. So the new command is called lofted boss base. If you click on this, oh, that's fun. It's right here, lofted boss base. Click on that. And then what you want to do is you're going to click on these 4 locations. So click on the corner of the square. Make sure you click on the circle, kind of in this top area, top right area. Click on the small circle. And the same thing, top right area, click on the big circle, the first one, and then the next big one. If you do it right, 1, 2, 3, 4, kind of in this location, and it is important you click in this location, you should get this shape. Notice over here on the left, we have sketch 1, sketch 2, sketch 3, sketch 4. You can actually change the order of them using these up and down arrows. So if you need to change it, you can select what you need to click on, and then use these up and down arrows to move it. Sketch 1, 2, 3, 4, hit the OK check mark. There's the first part. All right, before we get too much farther, let's save this in case it crashes. File, save as. Hammer. Maybe Lab 9 hammer. Save. All right, next topic. All right, zoom out so you have a lot of space here. Click on your front plane. Hold down the control key again. We're going to make a copy of the front plane, but this time we're going to go towards the back. Okay, so remember I was clicking on the front plane to make it active. Put your mouse on the corner, hold down the control key, and then click and drag while holding the control key to make a copy. And this one's going to go a distance of 200 millimeters. So 200, enter. You can see you can zoom out. It's going to go way back. And hit the OK check mark. That's plane 4. Okay, we're going to put a sketch on it. Click on plane 4. You got your little sketch symbol here. You can do it that way, or you can do it over here on the left. Click on plane 4, click on the sketch icon. And I know I'm in sketch mode because I have my sketch symbols and the red origin is showing up. Now I like to look at this straight on. So let's go up to our view orientation. And this is actually going to be, I think, the back. Yeah, we're going to want to choose the back. Now the back is over here. You see how the back of the cube shaded blue. That's how you know it's the back. Plus it says back when you hover over it. All right, so we're going to make this really long, thin rectangle. So on the Sketch tab, click on that corner or center rectangle. Okay, it should still be up, center rectangle. Click on the origin. Drag it out, make a thin, long rectangle. Turn on Smart Dimensions. Click on the top line of the rectangle, then place it down on the screen. Click. Make it 150. Enter. Click on the vertical line. Place that down and make it 5. All right, so we got 150 and 5. All right, next topic. Go to your, so we're gonna rotate this. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna, with my middle mouse, the wheel, I'm gonna click and drag and rotate my drawing, maybe, no. Here we go. I'm gonna hit escape twice to get out of my smart dimension. And we're gonna do the features panel and click on the, we have to exit the sketch first. Let's exit our sketch. So over here, exit the sketch. Okay, so I exited the sketch. I'm on my features panel. I'm going to choose the lofted boss base icon again. Click on that. And what we want to do is we actually want to click on this bottom corner here. You might have to hit it twice. Once to deselect and once to click on it. So that bottom corner. And kind of like on this front surface here, but in the bottom left side, like right there, not on the corner, but like right in that area, where the tip of my arrow is, click on that. You should get a nice wedge shape. If you click on it wrong, it might be twisted. If you get this, what you have to do is click on this bottom once to deselect and a second time to select it. The same thing down here, once to deselect and once to select it. Okay, but you want this bottom corner to go to that bottom corner. And then hit the OK check mark. And then hit the save icon to save it. Does anyone need help with that?
I fell behind at the rectangle. I couldn't get it to center.
All right, so did you use the center rectangle tool?
That's probably why. I got it.
Okay. Then George, you're gonna want to do that lofty boss base and click on that bottom corner and that bottom thing there.
Yep, I got it. I'll catch up. That's cool.
Okay. All right, next topic. So now this part is actually optional. You can try it because it's kind of cool and kind of neat. It's not required for part of the grade. So like if you just get completely last and you can't get it, it's not a big deal. It's kind of like extra. But there's this cool flex option. If you click on this flex icon, oh, you don't have your tutorial open. Oh, plus mine's not running. Ooh, we're gonna have to figure out how to get this the old way. Let's see if I can remember. Probably can't. I'm not seeing the features. Right now I'm trying to remember where the flex tool is. So I always just click on the icon and it pops it up for you. And I thought it was underneath this features toolbar. That pulled that up. What you got to do is up on your empty toolbar, right click, go to the features toolbar. Okay, and it should, I don't know if it puts it over here on the side. I think it does. And the very last one is the flex tool. Click on the flex icon. And then what you're going to want to do is it pulls up into the flex command. Click on your hammerhead. I gotta get back into my tutorial. I closed it because I couldn't find. There it is. All right, good times. I'm gonna go to my isometric view, Control 7. Okay, so Control 7, I got my flex tool out active. I clicked on my hammerhead. What we're gonna do is over here on the left where it says trim plane, we're gonna click on trim plane 2. This little white box right here. And what you wanna do is zoom in on your hammerhead and click on this corner right here. Zoom in so that this orange thing is small. So we can click right on in this corner. And what it does is it moves this red box to this corner of our loft here. Okay, so I'm on trim plane 2. Then I clicked on that corner. Next topic. Right click on the center. There's this little white ball here. Right click on it. And go move triad to plane 2. Okay, so now my red square and my little 3 arrows with the white ball are all on this plane. Boy, this was tricky. Zoom out or zoom in so that you can put your mouse, the cursor, over this red box till you get this little like circle arrow, this little undo looking arrow, like a turning arrow. So I'm putting my mouse on the edge of this red box. I get the little turning arrow, then I click and I can drag left and right. And when you drag it left and right, it actually flexes your hammerhead here. Reminds me of a fish flapping. Okay, again, that was to move your mouse over the red, click and drag left and right. After you play around for a little bit, over here on the left, we can type in a specific angle. And let's just all type in 45 and enter, so that our flex is bending at a 45-degree angle. And hit the OK check mark. Again, that was extra. If you couldn't get it or you're confused, it's not a big deal. But I wanted to show you it because it's kind of cool. I think it's kind of neat. Let's save that. Click on the save icon. All right, good. So that was about an hour and 20 minutes. Let's take a quick 10-minute break. If you want to play around with that, you can kind of play around with that. Or if you need to use the restroom or get a drink, fine. And let's meet back here at 6:30. So we're going to do the third drawing, the last one, the fuselage. I'm going to go the D2L here and Brightspace and download the PDF.
The on the hammer or the hammerhead, it's supposed to be a flat wedge instead of doing the flex. If you don't do the flex, it's just a flat wedge then.
Yep.
Awesome.
Yeah, so if you don't do the flex, it will look kind of like this. All right, so the fuselage, we're going to kind of do a little bit of everything that we've done so far. We're going to draw 3 different sketches or 4 different sketches on 4 different planes. And you can kind of see down here, oops, how that looks. So let's do a new part, file new part. Except this one's going to be inches, pounds, seconds. So change it down the bottom right to IPS. And click on your front plane and make it show eyeball. So it's filled in blue. And then if you look, we're going to make four copies, 1, 2, 3 more copies, and they're all 2 inches apart. So there's a fast way we can do that. I'm going to click on my front plane to select it. I'm going to hold down the control key on my keyboard. I'm going to hover my mouse over the corner and then click and drag it out. And we're going to make a distance of 2 and enter. Except we want 3 of them. So over here where it says number of them, we can actually hit the up arrow or just type in 3. So we can make all 3 copies since they're the same distance all at once. Hit OK. And click off of everything. Click on the front plane. Click on the sketch icon. And zoom out. Click on the line tool. All right, we're going to click on the origin to start with the line tool. Come out 1 inch. And click. And then we're going to kind of come up at an angle. We don't know the distance or the angle, just kind of come up a little bit like that and click. And then go straight up a little bit and click. And then kind of come back pretty far like that, up and over, and click. And then you want to come back to the left till it lines up with the bottom. So I'm lining up with the bottom here, straight over, and click, then down back to the beginning. Okay, so you want to have this overall shape, just like sketch front plane. Okay, so draw that shape. Again, we don't know any sizes yet, and that's okay. Now turn on Smart Dimensions. Click on the bottom line, drag it down, place it on the screen, 1 inch, 1 and enter. Click on this line here, the slanted line. And when you drag this out, see how your dimension, see how right here it's parallel? You want to drag it up so it's vertical, straight up and down. So drag it to the right pretty far so it's straight up and down, and make that 1 inch. Click on this slanted line. So click on that, drag that straight out again so it's straight up and down. And click to place that down, make that 2 inches. Click on the top line, place that down 1 inch. Oh, I got it exactly. Click on this vertical line, the big one, that's going to be 4 inches. And then we're missing a dimension, the 2 inches on the top. That goes from the far left to the far right. So click on this left line. And click on this right line, the far one over here. Then straight up above it, click to place it down, 2 inches. Okay, so you should have the same 6 dimensions in the same location. So count them, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. No more, no less. All right, that is it for that sketch. Click on the Exit Sketch button. Go to your isometric view, Control 7. Okay, so that sketch should be on the front plane. Now click on plane 1 and click on the sketch icon. Make sure you're putting a new sketch on plane 1. Okay, go back to your front view, Control 1. So now we're going to do the second sketch. Plane 1 sketch. So click on the line tool. Click on the origin. This one's 1 inch again, so you're going to come out to 1 inch. So it's actually going to share that same point as the previous sketch. Okay, except this one's going to go a little bit shorter. Click. Go up a little bit and click. Go back like we did before. You don't want to get that upside down T. See that perpendicular? I'll show you what happens if we do. And go straight over till we hit the line. Click. Straight down to the beginning. So it's the same shape each time. 1, 2, 3, 4. It's the same shape over and over again. So we're just going to draw this shape over and over again. Turn on Smart Dimensions. Now, if we try to dimension this bottom line, we're going to get an error saying that it's overdefined. And the reason is that we snapped it to the relationship. So I'm going to hit cancel on that. That's already locked in place 1 inch because the first one on the first sketch was 1 inch. I'm going to click on this vertical line here, or this slanted line, drag it out far to the right so it's straight up and down. Place it down, make it 0.77. Now here I'm going to have an issue and I'm going to show you why. Click on this line, bring that straight out and make that 2 inches. And did something kind of crazy. So I'm going to hit Control Z, the undo. Here's a couple of things I got wrong here. This upside down T, if you have this upside down T, it says perpendicular, it's going to conflict. I'm going to actually click on that, right click and delete it. I actually have to turn off my Smart Dimensions. Now, if you don't have this, you don't have to worry about it. I'm going to hit Escape twice, click on this little upside down perpendicular thing and hit the delete. I want to delete that out. Then I can double click on this dimension and make it 2. Notice it doesn't get screwed up. Okay, if you need help with that, let me know. Turn on Smart Dimensions if you still have it off. Top line needs to be 1 inch. This vertical line here needs to be 3.5. And we need the 2 inches from left to right. So click on the left side, click on the right side, and make that 2. Okay, again, we should have the same 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 dimensions this time, plus the 1 inch locked in. One, 2, 3, 4, 5. All right, exit the sketch. Isometric view, Control 7, or go to the isometric cube. Okay, so make sure those are on 2 separate sketches, 2 separate planes. Click on plane 2. Click on the sketch icon. Go to your front view, Control 1. And now we're doing this one. So line tool, on the origin. This time we're going to come out halfway, 0.5, and click. We can actually snap it to the midpoint. That's what that little symbol is. It's locking it down to the midpoint. And come up a little bit. Do the same shape, straight up, straight back. Don't get that T. That T is actually annoying. Straight over, straight down. Turn on Smart Dimensions. Again, that bottom line, the 0.5 is locked in. If we try to add that, it's actually going to get an error message. So I hit cancel. Click on the slanted line, bring it out so it's straight up and down, 0.77. The other slanted line, bring that straight out so it's up and down, 1 inch. The top line is 0.75. .75. And then from this left line to this right line, the overall width is 1 inch. And this straight up and down line here, click out and place it down, is 2.5. Okay, so again, make sure you still have the same dimensions, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, plus that 0.5 at the bottom. Same 5 dimensions in the same location, no more, no less. All right, exit the sketch. Isometric view, Control-7 or go up to the cube. Again, make sure that that sketch is on plane 2. So we have these 3. Click on plane 3. Click on the sketch icon. And I'll give you time if you need it to like fix these. Once we do this one, go back to the front view, Control-1. So this last one, now this last one's kind of weird. If you look at this screenshot, this is the same thing. These are the 2 same things. The origin is down here and the line's actually above, the line is floating above the origin, 0.77 above it. So click on the line tool. We're going to click up above the origin. Okay, so click up here above the origin and drag it over a little bit to our little slant. Go straight up, back the slant the other way without getting that upside down perpendicular T. Click over, click down. Okay, so there should be no line here. There should actually be like an empty space above the origin. Turn on Smart Dimensions. All right, let's click on this bottom line here and the origin. Make that 0.77. And then click on the top line and the origin. Make that 1.5. Actually, hit cancel. Let's not make that 1.5 yet. Let's make this line first. Let's click on that line. Drag that down and make that 0.275. Now, when I make it 0.275, notice it rounds it up to 0.28. But over here on the left, see that it's only rounding up to 2 decimal places where it says unit precision, 0.12. I could change that to 0.123, and then it would show all 3 decimal places. So it is actually 0.275. It was just rounding up. That's over here on the left where it says 0.12. You can make it 0.123. All right, let's click on this slanted line, drag it straight out like we did before, 0.15. Click on the top slanted line and drag it out and make it 0.25. Click on the top line, place it down, 0.275. Click on the far left line, click on the far right line, make that 0.5. Now I actually have a problem here. It actually snapped this line to the midpoint. So I got to hit escape, get out of my smart dimensions. And if you have this green relationship here, right here, you got to click on that, right click and delete it. Okay, that relationship there is going to get in the way. So now I can turn smart dimensions back on. Click on that top line, click on my origin, place it down, see it was 2, I need it to be 1.5. Okay, so take a moment, make sure you have those 6 dimensions, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 dimensions. Have those 7 dimensions in the 7 spots. Again, you can click on this one if you want and make it 3 decimal places. Yours doesn't have to have 3 decimal places. Just make sure you make it 0.275. Okay. Once you're good, go down and hit the yes check mark. Participants, yes. I'm going to show this loft again because I don't know if I recorded it. I think I didn't. So once you have the 4 sketches, click off of it. Click off your screen so nothing's selected. Click on the lofted boss base. And then click on the top corner here in the top left. Click on the next top corner. And keep working your way down. Top corner, and hit the OK check mark. Now another thing you got to be careful if it's not working, check your sketch 4. Sometimes people draw a line down here. You can't have a line here. Okay, there should be no line going from this corner to the origin, because this line right here will actually cause it to not work. Okay, so you got to click on that, delete out that line, and then you can do your loft. Charlie, how you doing?
I got it now. I had my plane 2 messed up. I had to go back and fix it, but now it's good.
Okay, you ready then?
Yep, yeah, I just finished it.
Okay. All right, so let's save this if you haven't yet, just to make sure we're all saved in case it crashes. And that actually takes us to the back of the PDF. So this is page 1. This is page 2. So what we're going to do is we're going to round off or fillet these 4 corners here with a radius of 0.3. So I'm going to go to my features tab and do a 3D fillet. It's just a fillet on the features tab because there was a sketch fillet and a features fillet. There's 2 different fillets. So I'm on my features panel. Click on fillet. Make the radius here 0.3 and enter. I think 0.3, right? Yep, 0.3. You're gonna click on this top corner here, or the edge, I should say. Click on the top edge. It will preview for you. Make sure over here you have full preview turned on so you can actually see it. Click on the next edge and the next edge and the last edge down there. If you accidentally click on a face, like if I click on all this, to deselect it, you just click on it again and that will deselect it. Okay, so I got 1, 2, 3, 4, hit the OK check mark. Now, if you notice, the nose is filleted also. So do that, click on the fillet tool again. We're doing a second fillet, and then you're gonna hover over the round part of the nose here. Click right on the corner of that round part there. And it's still 0.3. Hit OK. All right, so that's half of it. We're actually going to mirror that. So I'm going to spin it around a little bit so I can see the flat side. Click off of everything so nothing's selected by mistake. It's always a good idea to do that. Click on the mirror icon on the features panel. I'm going to mirror it on this flat side. Make sure you click on the flat side. And then go down to where it says bodies to mirror and click on the body that we made. And then hit OK. Now we have a thing that says shell, and it's going to be a shell of 0.1. So what we're going to do is spin this around so we can see the back. Then on the features toolbar towards the end, we're going to click on shell. Click on the back side of it. That's going to be the side or face we're going to remove. We're going to remove this back. And the shell thickness by default is 0.1. That's the right shell thickness that we want by default. Hit the OK check mark. And it's pretty cool. It scoops it all out, it shells it all out like it did on Lab 6 with that Lego piece. You get that cool effect. Okay, let's save it again. Hit the little save icon at the top, floppy disk icon, or hit Control S to save. All right, next we want to cut out a rectangle wedge. So let's go to our right view. So that's actually the right view, Control 4. And we're going to turn on over here on the left side, click on the right plane and click show to turn on the right plane. And then click on the right plane that we made or turned on and put a sketch on it. So click on the right plane, click on the sketch icon, click on the line tool, and kind of here in the top corner, click there to start the line. And drop down here to the bottom where the part meets. Kind of line it up with the origin there. So where the origin and that plane meet, click. And drag it straight over to that origin. Click. And go straight back up to the top. So you should get a triangle. Turn on Smart Dimensions. And see if we need to add any dimensions. Sometimes you do, sometimes you don't. So click on this vertical line and place it down. If you get an error, you can just hit OK. It's fine. 4 inches. Click on this bottom line, place it down. If you get an error, that's okay. Just hit OK. It should be 2 inches. So 4 inches tall, 2 inches wide. And mine were by default because I snapped them to the points. All right, go to your isometric view, Control 7. Go to the features panel. And we want to cut this out. So we're going to do an extrude cut. Click on the extrude cut icon. And you can see that this is actually in the center. So what we want to do where it says blind, click on the drop down. We want to do through all both directions. So click on through all both. Mine's lagging here. When you do through all both, it's going to go through all of it, both directions, front and back. Through all both. And hit OK. And if you did it right, you spin around, you should get like a little wedge. I'm going to hit Control 4, I think it was. Control 4 makes the right side view. Let's save it again. I like saving a lot because then if it crashes, I have it saved. Does anyone need any help? All right, let's spin it around. Let's actually go to our isometric view, Control 7. We're going to put a sketch on plane 1, so click on plane 1. Click on the sketch icon. So make sure you're not on the front plane. That's a common mistake. Make sure you're on plane 1, the second one here, plane 1. And let's go to our back view. I don't remember what back view is. I think it's Control 2. But we're going to click on the back view. So we're going to look at this from the back. All right, so on the handout, we're going to draw these 2 circles here with the same dimensions. So click on the circle tool. And roughly in this area, click and drag out a circle. And on the bottom corner here, click and drag out a circle. So put one roughly in this location, we don't know the size. Put one down in this location, we don't know the size. Turn on Smart Dimensions. Click on this circle here on the top. Click on this right plane here. Remember, this is the right plane we turned on. If you don't have that, you can click on the origin. Either way, place at the top 1 inch. Do the same with the bottom circle. Click on the bottom circle, click on the right plane or the origin, it doesn't matter. Drop that down 0.75, enter. All right, let's click on the origin and then click on the center of this bottom circle here. Drag that out to the left, place it down, 0.5, enter. And let's click on this top circle, center point right there. And click on the origin, drag that far out to the left, place it down, 2.5, and enter. All right, now we need the diameter. Click on this top circle and place it out to the side. The diameter is 0.25. Do the same with the bottom. Click on the bottom circle, drag it out, place it down, 0.25, and enter. All right, so you want those same 6 dimensions in those roughly same location. Now we actually need a second circle here. We're going to go to up top where it says offset entities. Click on the offset entities icon. And if you notice there's a dimension here from the inside to the outside, it says 0.10, which is the default, 0.1. And click on these 2 circles here. One, the top one and the bottom one. And then there should be an outside yellow preview. So we're going to offset these circles out 0.10 and hit the OK check mark. Does anyone need help with that? All right, let's go to the features panel. Do an extruded boss base. First icon, click on it. This time I'm going to rotate it around so you can see. We're going to change blind to up to next. So click on the blind drop down and click on up to next. And we're not done. We actually want to turn on the draft option here. This little symbol icon. And notice it says right here, draft out 3 degrees. So we're going to type in 3 and enter. And we want to check the box here. It says draft outward. Okay, so let me show you that again. Up to next. Turn on the draft icon. Make it 3 degrees. Check the box that says draft outward. And then hit the green check mark, OK. Next, make sure boss extrude is highlighted. Click on the mirror icon. We're going to mirror these to the other side. So click on mirror. And we want to mirror them on the right plane. Make sure you click on the right plane. And then where it says features to mirror, this is where I had those already selected. If they're not yellow there, I'm going to hit OK. If they're not yellow there, hit X. Let me do that again for you so you can see. You want to make sure Boss Extrude is highlighted here first, then do your mirror. So I got them highlighted. Click on mirror. We're going to mirror them on the right plane. And there you go, hit the check mark.
What are the Boss Extrude for the circles? What was that again? What were the up to?
Yeah, up to next.
Up to next. What if you don't have up to next?
All right. Last thing we want to do is the landing gear, the landing feet. It's a little bit of process. Let's save this real quick. Hit save. This is the last step before we then do the title block, but it's a little bit of a process. People always get stuck on this. I don't know. I try to go slow. All right, let's go to the isometric view. Let's do Control 7. Go to the Sketch tab. Click on the drop-down arrow underneath Sketch. And we're going to do a 3D sketch. Okay. Click on the line tool. Click on the origin. We're going to come out on the dashed line towards the right. And we're going to come out about 2 inches and click. And we're going to come out on the 45-degree diagonal. And we're going to come out about 2 inches again. So on the diagonal here, 45, about 2. And click. Now I need to come towards me, but my red arrows are going up and over, not towards me. So I have to hit the tab key. So I'm going to hit the tab key on the keyboard. And now my arrow has switched, so it's going towards me on the YZ. Okay, so make sure you're next to your cursor, it says YZ. Hit the tab key until it says YZ. And come out 5 on the dashed line. I'm going to zoom out so I can get some more space here. Okay, so 5 and click. And then I'm going to come up on the 45 degrees. Now to get that 45-degree line, it's pretty far up here. And I'm going to come out about 1.5 inches. Okay, so I'm going to go about 1.5 inches, 1.5 on that 45 degrees between YZ. And then hit escape. All right, let's smart dimension them. So this line here is 2. Slanted line is 2. Long line is 5. And this little slanted line here is 1.5. Okay, once you get those, hit that green check mark so I know you're good, please. All right, we want to fillet these, so we're going to round these off 0.5. So click on the sketch fillet. So that's sketch tab. The sketch fillet is that little icon right there. Radius of 0.5 and enter. Click on the corners. Click on that corner there, 1. Click on this corner, 2, 3. So all 3 corners, 1, 2, 3. Put 0.5 and hit OK. We don't need to do a second one, so hit OK again. All right, that's our path. That's it for that sketch. Go ahead and exit the sketch. Now over here on the left, we're going to put a new sketch on right plane. So click on the right plane over here on the left. Right plane, click on the sketch icon. And I'm going to rotate this around. We want to click on the circle tool and draw a circle on the origin like that. Okay, so draw a circle on the right plane on the origin. We got a circle on the right plane on the origin. Turn on Smart Dimensions. Click on the circle, place it down, and the diameter is 0.25. Let's make it 0.25 and enter. Of course, that makes it super small, but that's fine. All right, exit the sketch. Now it's important that you have a 3D sketch and a sketch, a regular sketch. Your circle should be on a regular sketch, not the 3D sketch. Okay, if this circle is on the 3D sketch, you got to delete it off of there, do a new sketch on the right plane, and draw that circle on the right plane. Okay, you got to have the path on the 3D sketch, the circle on sketch 7. Right, go to the features panel, click on this sweep boss base. If it's not already selected in the blue field, click on the circle. In the pink field, click on the path, the line. And then hit the OK check mark. Okay, once you have that, please hit the green yes arrow again, so I know that you're good. Good, hit the OK check mark. I think that green arrow thing is actually pretty handy. That way I don't move on before you're ready too much. All right, that's half of it. We got to mirror it. I got my sweep selected, so it's going to auto detect because I have it selected. That's why you want to have it selected, so it detects it automatically. Up top, click on mirror. I want to mirror it on the right plane. So make sure you click on that right plane. Don't click on something else by mistake. There's a lot of stuff here. And it knows what I want to mirror because I already had it selected before I went into mirror. But if not, just click on your pipe and hit OK, and there you go. Congratulations, you did it. Now I know it doesn't actually touch, it's not connected. We're not going to get into all that. All right, good, let's save it. Now we got to put in a title block. Still, it's only 7:26, so we're doing pretty good here. This is actually where we would be almost in a regular classroom as far as how far along we would be at this time. All right, let's go up to File, New. Click on the drawing. Again, you don't have to use the HACC title block. We can just use the default, the first one here, the A ANSI landscape. If anyone doesn't have this, let me know, because some people are turning in some weird things. Hit OK. It should say 1, 2, A, B. Okay. Let's double click on the fuselage. So now I'm going to go to this PDF. So remember, this is what we want to turn in. So let's double click on the fuselage. And I'm going to create multiple views. So check the box that says create multiple views. And we're going to turn on the isometric. I'm going to turn off the front. I don't need the front. And I'm going to turn on the back. So I got the back and the isometric. And that's it. I could do both by turning on the create multiple views and hit the green check mark for OK. And mine looks like this. What you got to do is right click inside the box here and go to the tangent edges and make the tangent edges visible. Same thing with this one. Right click inside this box, tangent edges visible. Okay, so right click, tangent edges visible for both of them. Then what you want to do is drag this maybe over here and drag this one like that. Remember, to drag them, you have to get the 4 arrows pop up, or just click on the dashed line. You can drag it on the dashed line.
After you right click, where's the tangent visible?
You gotta make sure you right click, yeah, on the part. Tangent edges visible. If you just right click out here, it won't show up.
Got it.
Yeah, if I right click out here, it doesn't show up. But if I right click on it, all right. All right, let's bring in the other views. Go up to the View Layout tab. Click on Model View. Let's bring in the hammer. And we want to bring in the isometric one. And we'll put that right there. And you can have it bend or straight, it doesn't matter. All right, and then we need the rack. So go back up to the View Layout tab and Model View again. Double click on the rack or browse for it if you closed it. Isometric. Put that one up over there. Now, if you notice, it says scale 1 to 4, and mine is 1 to 5. So what we got to do is we got to click down here on the scale and go to sheet properties, and you can make the scale 1 to 4. And hit apply. Okay, so that was down here. Sheet properties. Change it to 1 to 4. So 1 to 4 and hit OK. Or apply changes or whatever it was. Okay, if you have all those, hit the green check mark, please. All right, let's edit the sheet. Right click on the title block, edit sheet format. Double click in the text box and type in your name. And we can select it all, make it small, 12. While we're at it, let's double click on the title, the drawing number. Make that 12, just so it fits in nicer. And then click on your screen to kind of deselect. You got to deselect to be able to exit out of your sheet mode. So click on the exit out of sheet mode. All right, let's save this. Click on the little save icon, floppy disk. And it's saying, I guess I modified something. It doesn't matter, hit save all, it's fine. So by default, it will just pick a name, probably the first thing you did. We're gonna call this Lab 9 All. Maybe all drawings. Lab 9 All Drawings. Hit save. And then we want to save this as a PDF so that we can upload the PDF to Brightspace Dropbox. So go up to File, Save As, and you got to save as because we're going to change it. Where it says Save As Type, we're going to choose PDF. Portable document format if you're ever on Jeopardy. You can either view it, you can view PDF after saving or turn that off, that's up to you. Hit save. And it will save it as a PDF. And then you can go on to Brightspace. And just like you should have done before, go to the Dropbox up top, go to Lab 9, and you can upload it to Lab 9.